27, I did went back again and I met
Online.
Jake. Yeah. So why I end up messaging you in your profile, is that how you say? Because I found that his profile is is good. It feels like he's a good person. You know, like saying like he wants to meet friends.
I actually paid somebody to type that up for me. Joke along.
No. Really?
No, joke along. I typed it.
So yeah, it catches me about how he said about his profile. I like about it when he said that,
What was it you liked about it?
yeah, when you said that you don't smoke, you don't drink, and you like party, and I like that because I don't smoke. I drink occasionally, but not really so much. Like, I mean, like if there's just birthday and I just sip, I'm not really a
Yeah,
big
just I
drinker.
socially drink. I don't drink all the
Yeah.
time.
So I like about that, and it sounds very responsible and respectful person. And he said that he is he's God fearing. He believes in God, and it's very very big factor for me to meet a guy who believes in God, because I want the same faith. Like it would not be easy for me to be in a relationship with different faith. So anyway, so going through that online experience, I actually, of course, um, I actually had to say love. Like I prayed also as
Yeah.
well that I will not end up with
Kigwa.
pretending guy only.
Yeah. Somebody playing.
Because yeah, somebody's
Well, even you
playing,
even
and
said
because there's a lot of story that
there was
like,
even guys on there, Deba, that actually put, I only want a Filipina that does this for work.
that is
I
a
only want a
nurse.
nurse.
Oh yeah,
Like how
there's so
that is,
much.
like, if that doesn't say, I don't want you for you, I want you for your earning potential. Like, I don't know what does. That
there
is
is
crazy.
a lot of craziness in online.
Very crazy
You will
online.
really feel like I'm giving up. Like this is not for me. Like this. I mean, like guys online are crazy,
Well, and
But of course, just believe. I just believe because looking to my cousins and friends that they are lucky, then
yeah.
I just believe.
So for me, the reason online really worked for me, and there's probably a lot of Americans, even friends of mine, that probably didn't understand why I went online. Well, matter of fact, there's a lot of people that said, "Why are you looking for a Filipino online? There's so many Filipinas, not only in the U.S. There's so many Filipinas you already work with. Why don't you choose one of them? Try to meet them, try to get to know them, and choose to court one of them, right?" But what worked for me, the reason online worked for me is because there's what I feel is there's a culture in America where, if you go on a date with somebody, by the second, third date, I don't know. I just felt like there's too much social pressure in America that you should kiss by this date or do this by this number of dates. And I wasn't into that. I wanted to get to know people. If I was going to date somebody, I wanted to get to know them for some time before it ever progressed to being physical in any way, shape, or form. Right? So, what online did for me was gave me the ability to get to know Jess for months and months and months before I could even touch her skin. I could not even touch her, much less worry about the social norms in America of, oh, you've been on 5 days and you haven't even gave her a kiss on the cheek or something like that. So that's
so
what
it's an
worked for
opportunity
me.
to actually get to know more
Right.
about the personality of each other.
Yeah.
We've been
Without any physical
Yeah.
interaction of any way, shape, and form to influence the relationship.
Yeah, so that's what I like also about you, and talk to you that much because we've been talking for a couple of months as a friends before we met. So that's a really good thing, and he didn't actually ask me to be his girlfriend until when he came into the Philippines. We're still friends when he came to the Philippines, and he courted my mom. I mean, he did ask permission to my mom's if it's okay to my mom to court me, and that he did that, it's a very very big factor for me that wow, I met a very respectful, a decent guy who really learns and knows my culture and how to treat women in a right way. So yeah, I am really blessed I think because I did wait.
Mm,
I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I just like wait for God's perfect timing.
I'm blessed too.
And it's
Very
very,
much so.
very perfect timing that time.
Yeah, so
Because
it
I was
was.
27, I was 27 that time.
Yeah.
And my mom was also like, okay, you should,
You're about to be out of the calendar.
yeah, you should find a guy. Hello, you should.
So-
You've been quite single for quite a long time.
So the way it happened was, I'll digress a little bit, go back a little bit. So we chatted for like 3 months. I told her I was coming for vacation. I was going to be there for 3 weeks. You know, we really, really enjoyed talking to each other. So I told her, look, I'll be jet lagged when I come. Why don't we go to Small Island? You, me, your family, and
Yeah.
it'll be my treat. We'll stay there for like 2 or 3 days. And if you and your family decide that, your assessment of me in person is that I'm a good person, then you and I can continue to travel around and you show me all the great places in the Philippines during my 3-week stay there.
I'll just be a tour guide if I don't like you, right?
Yeah, and if you don't, if you and your family decide like, hey, this guy's weird or whatever,
Good.
then after Small Island, the 2 or 3 days in Small Island, we'll part ways. We'll say it was nice to meet you, and no hard feelings.
Yeah.
But I knew before I ever got there how amazing she was, and that I wanted to be with her the rest of my life. I mean, I'd never. One of the things is
Char.
every time we would talk, she would thank me for my time, and I'm like, what is this? Nobody's ever thanked me for my time on the phone or on Skype. So anyway,
It's natural for us to say thank you.
yeah. So we
We're already 21 minutes low, so maybe we can continue next time.
no.
right?
We'll just make a 2-part video.
Okay.
So while in Small Island, I did talk to Jess's mom, Teodora, and I always like to say it like an Italian, but her mom's name. But I asked her mom, I told her mom that I was very serious about wanting to be in a relationship with her daughter and how amazing her daughter was, and if I could have her blessing and support.
And she thinks that you're a good person.
Yeah, so once I had her mom's blessing, I actually asked Gisette to be my girlfriend. And so that was the first visit. So then we traveled all around the Philippines. We went from Small Island, Davao City, Boracay, Cebu, Bohol. So we had a really good time traveling around for 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we had a lot of time to get to know each other, even if I said yes right away when he asked me. Can you be my girlfriend? Something like that, love.
Yeah. So then...
No, actually, you were crying that time when you asked me.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Really?
Yeah, you did.
Wow.
And I also
Because I was so
ended up crying
floored by
too.
your amazingness.
Yeah.
So we had such an amazing time those 3 weeks together, and that was originally before meeting Gisette. That was the only plan, was to have that 3-week vacation, and that was it. Well, after that visit, I decided I've got to come back. I want to come back and see her. I want to spend more time with her. So I immediately planned another trip to the Philippines for June or July. I think it was June. So went back in June for 2 weeks. Had another amazing trip. We got to know each other even more after more months of chatting online, Skyping and Viber and all that. And then those 2 weeks again together. And at that time, even before then, but at that time I knew, like, okay, I want to ask her to marry me. And I actually wanted to do it in my heart then, but, having bad relationships in the past, I really, really wanted to make sure that both of us were really, really sure, and she felt the same as I did concretely. So I said, you know what, I'm going to come back one more time on the 1-year anniversary of us meeting.
Yeah.
Diba? And if everything is still solid up until that point, then I'm going to propose and ask her to marry me and be my wife one day. So after the June visit of 2 weeks, I planned another trip to return October 1 and stay till January 5th. So it's October 1, 2015 to January 5 of 2016. So I stayed, that was like 3.5 months, I think.
Yeah.
And during that time,
We traveled to Thailand.
we traveled to Thailand for the 1-year anniversary, I guess, of us
Yeah.
meeting. And
Almost 1 year.
yeah. And we were in Thailand for like 2 weeks, so we got to travel around Phuket and what was it? Kata. Phuket and Kata Beach, and a little of Bangkok. So
So
it was there in Thailand that I proposed, and the rest is history.
yeah.
It's been beautiful ever since. And we'll do another video on like the RK1 visa process and things like
Yeah, our
that.
experience.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's it.
that's it.
Yeah. So
But that's it. So online worked for us. I know there's a lot of people that it doesn't work for, and you have to be very cautious
yeah, true.
about who you're chatting with online, because I promise you, there's a
Don't
lot of
just
people.
use your heart, use also your brain.
Yeah.
You have
Don't-
to analyze, or you have to analyze the person who you're talking to, if he is good or not. Not right away just be with a guy just because you're attracted to, because living together with different culture is different, and it's hard for some people.
That's
I am
another
just-
video.
yeah, that's
Sorry to
another video.
interject.
Yeah.
Cultural differences. We're gonna have that one coming out
Yeah.
too.
But I'm just blessed that I met the right person that actually embraced my culture, that
Love it.
I didn't give it didn't made me hard being staying in one roof and being
Yeah.
with
I actually told Jess when we have kids, they will be raised Filipino, not American, because it's not just about loving the Filipino culture because of my love for it. It's the wholesomeness, the family cohesiveness, the respect for others, the respect for your parents, everything that you can find a little bit here in America in 2017, but it's really washed away. It was more my parents' generation and beyond.
Yeah, but I have to tell you this, that not all Filipino are good also, like foreigners should make sure also that, the serious man who wants to date Asian, they have also to be very cautious, because there's a lot of Asian women who just go online just for money and for because it really happens. There's a lot of hate that I read online about this Filipino who is doing this, and you have to be careful with each.
Well, and even the guys, the guys have to be careful.
Yeah, the guys should be careful. You have to
because
get
there's
to know
Filipinas
well.
that will, get with a guy who really may not care for the guy, and some may care for the guy and then get here and the guy doesn't treat them well, so they leave. But there are stories
There are
where
a lot.
girls get with guys. Well, they get with guys and they end up coming here and they divorce them after they get their green card and move on. But so as an American, you have to be cautious of that too. You just have to be very good about reading people, and as an American, what I can say to other Americans is don't just bite at the first, don't jump on the first girl that says all the right things, all the nice things, because Gisette didn't say much initially. She asked me a lot of hard questions like, how come your previous relationships didn't work out? Why are you single? Et cetera, et cetera. And there was a lot of hard questions that she asked. Yeah, a lot of hard questions that she asked that I kept asking myself, like, wow, these are tough questions. I know that she's truly here for the right reasons and talking to me for the right reasons, because most guys would run away from these questions. And she was not being shy about it at all.
Yeah. True.
So I knew she was there for the right reasons,
Yeah.
asking me tough questions that made me want to run away. But it made me say, wow, she must be here for the right reasons, because she's really sure about finding the right person.
Yeah. I was 27. I need to find one.
About to be out of the calendar.
Joke lang.
So anyway, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Drop them in the comments below.
Yeah, we're happy to answer all of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
So,
comments, drop them. Any questions, drop them. And we'll have more videos coming out on cultural differences and a few other things.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Hope everyone has a good day, and you guys, God bless. Always pray.
Take care. God bless. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscribers.
Bye.
If you haven't subscribed,
Subscribe.
you like what we're doing, subscribe, please. Salamat po.
Salamat po. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Paalam.
Paalam tapos na.